So this is part 2 on how the Lord delivered me from a homosexual lifestyle. You can see that I did post part 1 already. It's kind of just building a case, building like foundation of my childhood, what, I experienced as a child, and essentially like how the devil perverted my childhood and exposed me to things at a young age that would eventually build this case that everyone around me knew that I was a lesbian, like it was just so easy to tell, right? Anyway, so in 8th grade, I had a best friend at the time, and she grew up in a really good home. Like, she had both parents in the home. I can't speak to there was probably some stuff going on there, like I'm not negating that in any way, but from the outside looking in, like that was my first ever experience like with a normal family, as in mom and dad is in the relationship, they work, they don't do drugs, you got brother and sister, nice house, dog, pool, everything just looked like peachy keen from the outside looking in. And if it wasn't for me growing up like with this family in the way that I did, I probably wouldn't know what a normal like American like healthy family is supposed to look like. And so to make a long story short, we grew up watching like the makeup YouTubers, Manny MUA, Jeffree Star, James Charles, Tati Westbrook, Michelle Phan, Nikki Tutorials, like all of these YouTubers, Simply Nailogical. And that was just like a huge thing when I was a kid. And, the Draw My Life videos were really popular during this time. And a lot of the Draw My Life videos, they start off as, like, I was bullied as a kid for who I was, and it was so weird, and da-da-da-da, and everyone called me gay, and da-da-da, and then all of a sudden, it's like, they come out as gay, and everything's beautiful, and their life is great. I mean, that's just, like, to make a long story short, a lot of we were, like, obsessed with these Draw My Life videos, for, like, a decent time, and we would always watch them. And I mean, there was just the way the videos ebbed and flowed, they all kind of had the same underlying message, right? And so it wasn't until we were in a pool one day and she came out to me and she asked me to be her girlfriend. And I didn't know this at the time, but I guess like she had already like told her other friends. And so when it all went down, I just remember feeling like super pressured. And I remember thinking about those Draw My Life videos and thinking that, everyone around me growing up knew that I was a lesbian, so maybe I am a lesbian. And maybe like how would you get yourself into this predicament if you weren't gay? Like, that's how I thought, like, truthfully. And so we ended up dating and we kissed in the pool and like all that stuff. And we were girlfriend and girlfriend throughout 8th grade, and everybody loved it, right? And you got to think, of course, everybody loved that because that's what we were seeing on YouTube. So it was like like us being this gay couple, for some reason, we're thinking it's like the key to get out of the hood or something. I don't know like how to explain it. Like, it was just like, everyone's cheering us on. Oh my god, you guys are so cute and this is so amazing. And I just remember thinking, like, at this time of my life, like, feeling so convicted and so off. And I didn't grow up in church. I did not know God at this time. I had no one ever raised me to know about Jesus or the Bible or, what's good and what's bad. But I just remember feeling like this is not my truth. Like, and everyone thinks it's my truth, but it's not my truth. And so that led to me going to my aunt that I really trusted at the time. And, I came out to her and told her that I was dating my best friend. And essentially the only reason I did was because I was just asking for advice because I didn't know what to do. This was a really big decision for a 13-year-old to make. Like, ultimately, it was like, do you be the gay person in high school? Or do you break up with this girl and, like, ruin your friendship and possibly just hurt another human being, which, given my childhood, I just never liked to be. At the time, I was a very, like, peaceful, like, reserved kid, other than, like, maybe fighting someone, but I was, like, that's, like, justice-coded, like, fighting. Other than that, I was very peaceful, very reserved, very calm, like, kind of person. And what this adult did, a whole grown adult woman, decided that she was going to go around to the family and humiliate me and tell everybody that I was a lesbian and that, was with my best friend and all this stuff, and so now my family knew but her family didn't, and it played into this whole, again, these stories and these Draw My Life videos that we saw where now they're hiding from the parents and this young love kind of thing. And just to make a long story short, I ended up breaking up with her, and it was awful. It ruined my friendship. I lost a really, really good friend of mine. And, you know, maybe we would have fallen off because we were going to different high schools anyway, but I truly feel like I lost my childhood best friend to the rising delusion that is the alphabet community.